Hi, everyone. My name is Ben Wright, human cartoonist extraordinaire, and welcome to a somewhat impromptu live draw of gnomes. I normally do game streams on Tuesday nights, but unfortunately the game I wanted to stream was having trouble with OBS for some reason, so I wasn't able to make it work. And since we currently have a gnome-themed Kickstarter going right now, What the Gnomes Know, decided to go ahead and do this instead. And speaking of that Kickstarter, by the way, less than an hour ago, we fully funded. So we are officially good to go. Anything else we get from here is extra credit. We have already announced what the next stretch goal is going to be. At $3,500, we are going to include a Q&A section inside of our anthology. And if you read Less Than Secret, you know the type of thing we're talking about, where we're interviewing our creators and getting some more information about them and their creative process and how they made this particular comic. We also, when we hit 4,500, we'll include concept art and things like that as part of these Q&As. So at that point, it'll be exactly what you saw in Less Than Secret. In addition, when we hit 3,500, we'll be giving our creators additional saleable copies, which we really want to be able to do. And we will also be, at 4,500, paying them an additional $5 per page. And every 1,000 after that, we're giving them an additional $5 per page. So we really do still want to get this as big as possible. If you're interested in checking that out, you can go to tinyurl.com/GNOMEKNOW. And yeah, we can have a good time with that. As a separate note, I do want to bring up, I'm trying something new that's in StreamYard where it plays royalty-free music. Let me know if the music is weird at all or too loud or anything like that. I have it turned pretty down, but I don't actually know what the levels sound like. Got people in the chat. Woo! Gnomes! Woot woot! Yep. And of course, that's Arian and Rainer, both of whom are very invested in gnomes. All right, let's get this show on the road and do some gnome work. Heh, gnome work. That's funny. All right, I'm going to go classic gnome for this first drawing, kind of what I've been thinking about. It is unfortunate that I wasn't able to do a full game stream tonight. I've got a big game that I'm planning on starting possibly next week, and my hope is that that won't have any issues. I decided just to do something quick and easy because I've actually been streaming a lot over the last week, and was kind of hoping that I'd be able to do just a couple short games. I found exactly what I wanted to play, was setting it up, and for whatever reason, OBS, which is the software I use for streaming games on a computer, just would not work correctly with this thing. It was very unfortunate. So what I'm thinking for this gnome fella, have him sit cross-legged. Big old belly. Big old head. And holding big old pipe. So we've got rough shape already. My guess is I'm going to draw a couple gnomes tonight because it feels like the night for it. Man. So getting a Kickstarter funded gives you such an adrenaline high. This is my fourth Kickstarter to get funded, and every time gets a little bit goofy. Just because You're so stressed until the moment it happens. And the funny thing is, like, we knew this was going to get funded. Yeah, sorry guys, I can't come tonight. I've got no work. I've got to write my nieces by Friday. So painful. I wish Teach were here to enjoy those. But yeah, we knew pretty much the first day that this project was going to get funded. The moment we hit we got to 60% in the first day, and that's usually code for you're going to finish this project. Did the music just stop on its own? Hold on. This was supposed to just go. All right, I'll watch it for a bit. If it does it again, maybe no music. Thought it'd be nice to try. But yeah, once you hit 60% statistically, you have a 99% chance of your project being fully funded. So we weren't too worried once we hit that point. But it's still nerve-wracking. We were a little spoiled. You're not hearing any music. Interesting. I'm going to turn it way up. Tell me if you can hear it. But yeah, it was one of those things where... Hold on, got a comment. Yes, you can now. It's too loud for me, so I'm going to turn it down to an in-between from there. Let me know if that's too loud. But, yeah, the big problem that I had with a lot of it is until that moment when you know for a fact you're funded, the project's happening, you're going to be stressed, even if you basically know it's a done deal. And now I don't have to be as stressed. Also, like, just the way things were kind of working out, I always go hard on these Kickstarters, so I was taking on a lot more work than I necessarily had to, which is fine. I don't mind doing that, but it was beginning to get to me. So it's nice that I can relax a little bit. And I'm still going to be doing some fun stuff, but I don't have to be like, if I don't do this, nobody gets paid, because we're getting paid now. And that is nice. Let's see. Oh, you got a follow-up. Man, you've got to pixie a different major. Maintain that healthy work-life balance. Giving your 100% all the time takes a huge troll on you. Oh, that last one really was good. The troll one especially, because if Teach were in the chat, I'd have to be like, you mad, bro? Let's see. Gotta have pointy shoes. I give him, like, long socks. All right. You know, I actually think... Get him some back fat. I think that's a pretty good gnome. Now... I think I'm going to try to just entirely paint him. Let's see what happens with that. Come to think of it, I should save first. Let me take care of that. My files are a mess at the moment. Hey, Jessica, what's up? glad you can make it. That is an excellent gnome. Thank you. I'm going to see if I can do this whole thing just painting it. Let's see what happens with that. And the music stopped again. I really thought this was saying, oh, this will be a playlist. That'll be awesome. Let's start with the mushroom. I go with this color for a lot of it. This is a base. Hit that with some This is a brush I really like that does like wet watercolor, so it actually blends. It doesn't just put down whatever color you want. Gives you some flexibility. Creates some nice effects. I'll add a little gray. Let me go full white on that. Close to white. That's not feeling right. Let me go back to the yellow I was using. By the way, I normally am having tea and stuff like that when I'm live streaming, but since it's a celebration, cheers. All right, that'll work for now. Let me do layer 1. Drink to that, bro. We'll all drink to it. It feels so nice to have this largely resolved. Let's use this orange for the skin tone. Let's see what that looks like. Oh, I like that a lot. Cool. By the way, I like the idea of this gnome having a long pipe. I do not condone smoking, but felt right for this art. Just wanted that little PSA disclaimer. Don't smoke, kids. Let's see. It's been fun listening to all the interviews and all the chats that have happened so far, hearing everybody. It's always funny doing a project like this, and you start seeing gnomes or whatever the topic is everywhere. We saw cryptids everywhere when we were doing Less Than Secret. Now we're seeing gnomes everywhere, and it is delightful. Right? I think we make the... Let's do the clothing next. Go for kind of a red cap hat. If we did another gnome anthology and we were doing different stories and like nothing related to what we'd already done, so because if Ian offered to write a sequel to the story we did, No Man's Land, I would seriously consider it. But if we weren't doing that, I would be very tempted to do a Red Cap story, which would be dark and violent, which is apparently my typecasting. But I feel like it could be really interesting. It'd be nice to have like a scary gnome. I think that would be really cool to have. Make his pants similarly. I was going to turn this down because I need to see what I'm doing. Oh, those are the shoes. That's right. There we go. But yeah, one of the great things about doing prompts for pretty much anything creative is it really stokes the creative juices in interesting ways. You go in directions you normally wouldn't have. I thought your typecast was dark and disturbing. Oh yeah, that is kind of what I'm talking. Well, that's just it. I think the if I told a Red Cap story, so Red Caps, for anyone who does not obsessively have gnome trivia now, are basically homicidal gnomes. They are small fey folk who have these blood red hats that are literally blood red because they kill people and then dye the hats with their blood. And I think you could do a really, really good horror story with them. Not happy with any of these colors of the shoe. Oh, I know what I should do. Let's do a deep green for the shoe. I've been playing a lot of a game called Grounded, and there are these slippers you could make from aphids that I think could be a charming way to do this. Also, green shoes seem kind of cool. A little odd, but hey, it's fey folk. Things can sometimes be a little odd. By the way, while drawing, I will not be able to keep an eye on the Kickstarter. So if anything major changes, just let me know and I can update that scroll at the bottom. All right. What color should the shirt be? I'm going a little Santa with some of these colors. I need to be careful about that. First, let's make the socks. A deep gray. Thinking maybe... Oh, some trivia. Red caps are interesting. They are from Scotland/England, which compares to the nice Nissan and TomTom of Nordic countries might say something. Always counted Rainer for the lore stuff. Also, why does it seem appropriate that the Scottish version of gnomes would be homicidal? Purple. You know, I've recently been reflecting on how purple and red actually go great together. So let's do that. I was talking to a friend about how I'd started noticing that combo more. And it's one of those things that I don't know the color theory behind why it works, but it really does. It's going to look better with shading on top of it, but I think purple was a good call. There are analogous colors right next to each other on the wheel. Do analogous, like, I never properly learned color theory. Do analogous colors... I thought a lot of times they clashed. Like, if you have two colors that are close but slightly off, they're more jarring than anything else. Am I wrong about that? Let's see. Make a trick to make these colors come in more. They can be, but it depends a lot on context. Got it. Yeah. It's the Eternal Curse. Let's see. I started doing this painterly style. I actually think the first time I really started messing with this was with a Critical Role fan art piece. If anyone follows that, I was doing Pretty the Ogre. And to date, one of my most popular fan art pieces that I've ever posted anywhere. And I just loved the style and decided to keep doing it. In my opinion, why red-purple works is because red is the warmest color there is, and purple feels cooler against it, and it can feel like deep shadows. Huh. That's a cool way to think about it. Purple, actually, I really like mixing purple with stuff, and I use purple for all my shading. But one of the things that... I've always been a little bit of a sucker for purple because it was my college colors. I went to Kenyon, which is... purple and silver and purple and gold are the two main things. Purple, silver, gold, and red. Those three together, you can do some really cool stuff. I'm going to go with... do it like a darker wood for the pipe. Don't think we really have that in this color yet, so... let's see. I honestly don't know how effective this pipe would be. It's so thin. I don't know enough about pipes to know whether or not it would be particularly effective. All right. Let me turn this up, see what that does. Yeah, I'm going to need to thicken the colors here, but that's doable. All right, now if I turn these off... oh, wrong thing. There we go. The tune from Rudolph, purple and gold, something, something, something. I'm completely blanking on the song for some reason. All right, let's see. Try something. This might end up a little bit weird, so I'm going to make a copy before I do it. Let's go with... I'm going to do light shapes with it first. There we go. I've mentioned our buddy Teach a few times in this chat. It'd be kind of nice if Teach were in this, because Teach is a very good colorist, and I'd be interested to know what they think of any of what I'm doing. A lot of this is experimental. Like, I'm trying to figure out more what you can do with digital painting. I like to get away from using line art whenever I can. I think it's kind of cool to actually just use color shapes as opposed to full-on line work. And also, it's interesting because I don't really understand light shapes. I can do shadows okay, but the hard time with the other stuff. Let's see. I think this is going to work. Be actually kind of cool. I may still need to add line art, but we'll see. Yeah, it's giving me some good shapes. All right, let's see what else we got. All right, let's now try adding the shading layer. I'm going to try doing this maybe without even... No, I'll turn the pencils back on just to have a guide. Gotta say, despite the fact that I'm having trouble keeping the music looping, it's actually really helpful. Nice to have not just silence while I'm trying to do this. There we go. That's not right. All right, let's see. There we go. All right, that should do it. Got a little bit of shadow on this mushroom. There we go. Now, of course, we need a little bit of the good hobbit weed. I'm going to expand that mushroom stem a little bit. There we go. I'm going to give it a quick background too, because why not? All right, this gives me shows me some spots I may need to clean up a little bit. Let me do that. There we go. I actually think some of this I'm going to clean up with an eraser. If I can just do it on the edges, I can sharpen the line. Got to be careful, though. Don't want to mess it up. It's nice that it's got a little bit of a painterly vibe. Don't want it to stop having that. Just like that little bit is sharpening everything up. Oh, that's one problem. Let me... There we go. I don't like that. All right. I think we're getting close. Underside of the shoe. All right, I'm going to call this picture done. We're going to do another gnome after this, so don't worry. I know I'm going through this pretty quick. But let's get a signature on this and move on. Today is the 15th. All right, Gnome Illustration 2 time. That dude has a very hippie stoner uncle vibe. Yep, I see it. This gnome is basically from Ferry, Vermont. Moved there to retire. Next drawing up. I'm going to call you Gnome Illustration 002. For some reason, he makes me think of Tanaka from Black Butler. I never saw Black Butler. Should I put that on my list of anime I need to check out? Oh, yes, correct. Yeah, pretty accurate. Okay, so let's do something very different for this one. What seems interesting? I was debating doing my D&D gnome Venix, but I feel like I did an entire stream of him not that long ago. So I'm wondering if I should do something different. Just going to start making shapes and see what comes of it. Ooh. Vote for Kit and or Estia. That actually could be pretty fun. Yeah, let's switch over to D&D Gnomes, because why not? It's my stream. I can do what I want. Also, hell yes, watch it. Okay, Black Butler's on the list, I guess. Let's erase this. No, I'm not liking that. Let me think. What layout do I want? All right, I'm just going to do some keep the hand moving stuff. Should probably have reference pictures up for Kit and Estia, but I'm just going to go off memory for a moment. For those who don't know, I've talked before about my D&D gnome character named Venix, and Venix is a family man. So I have, and as a part of that, I had to come up with his gnome family. And Kit is his wife, and Estia is his daughter. Just while I'm coming up with a more serious thing, I'm going to go ahead and draw Kit. They both have face tattoos that are a cultural thing for gnomes in this setting, so I'm going to have to look those up. I can't do those from memory, but... I feel like I didn't quite get the hair right, but that's a pretty close tattoo-less Kit. Estia, the daughter, it's going to be similar shape to the face. The only drawing I actually have of Estia, she's in formal wear, which might be cheating. She does, however, have a shorter haircut. It's actually good practice. I've had a story I've been thinking about doing a comic for that features Estia in it. Give her slightly more open eyes. I think our group should do for February, for Laos in February. I could do that. I meant to do it this month, but I just realized it's the 15th. Where does the time go? Hold on, I just spilled a little on my computer. Got to take care of that. Not near any of the keys, so should be fine. Yeah. That looks like it could be a mother and daughter. Actually, I made Estia look disturbingly like my young version of my mom. That's not intentional. Let me... It's bothering me. Yeah, I think that works pretty well. I was going to write a whole novel, but there was the Kickstarter are now moving halfway across the country. So yeah, you know, life happens. Yeah, minus the tattoos, which again, I need a reference picture for. Those are actually looking pretty good. Let me actually bring up some reference pictures so I can go from there. One of the great things about our D&D group is we have a channel in our Discord dedicated solely to character art. Okay, I just tried to search for Estia in our in this chat, and I came across a parody of Stacy's mom that Raina wrote called Estia's Dad, and it's very funny. There we go. That's the problem with Kit's hair. It's actually surprisingly not bushy enough. And a little bit shorter. Not by much, but that'll work. Dang it. Nope, not happening. Unless we can hit 3,500 by the end of this stream. All right. Okay. Looking over my art of Estia, it's not quite as much of a pixie cut as I originally remembered. It's a little more... It's short cropped, but it goes out a little bit more. There we go. And it's kind of curves down part right there. And tattoo time. Her tattoo goes across her face. Kind of spikes down. Goes out. It's a rough pencil sketch, so I think there's a second little tooth there. Okay. All right, let's... It's going to be actually easier. I know where this file is. I'm just going to bring it up. Oh, this will amuse my D&D group. I did a sketch the other day of Cool Ken the Kenku, so I actually have art of him. And no, you can't see it. There it is. So the best art I have to reference for the tattoos on Kit's face is an image of my character dressed in a luchador outfit hitting a dinosaur in the face. Yeah, this is intricate. Glad I'm referencing. Let's see. Goes up the side of the nose. Has two little hooks that go across the cheek, forking out. And arcing up over the brow line. Then also one on this cheek. There we go. I think that'll work. And make her look a little bit more gaunt because she has health issues. Just a little. Now I'm just going to do some quick body work. Honestly, I might just save these for character references when I'm drawing the characters later. This is one of the tighter to the neck ones. Slight redesigning, but honestly, why would she be wearing the same clothes every day? That's only something lazy people like me do. Set of tinker tools on the hip. All right. Now, what I really need to do now actually can design what Estia normally wears. I wear the same hoodie and switch between identical pairs of jeans every day, so I think it's valid. Have you ever considered that maybe you're a video game character that gets palette swaps? Did I just blow your mind? All right. Now, what kind of stuff would Estia wear? She's younger. She didn't grow up with a ton of money, but always in a bit of danger because gnomes in this setting are pretty much always in danger. I don't know who would want to play the video game in my life, but good for them, I guess. I've been wearing the single stripe button down every day since the Kickstarter began. I refuse to take it off till it's over. Maybe a good thing you're moving, Arian. That's gonna get stanky. I refuse. All right, so Kit wears stuff that is simple, modest, very often something that tends to be drab because if she gets like grease or oil on it while tinkering on stuff, it's not a big deal. A lot of what Estia gets up to involves stealing stuff. She's very good at that. I've also kind of set it up as a joke that she can hide daggers wherever she needs to on an article of clothing. So, what would she wear? I'm going to create a separate layer and just experiment. We're going to do... Oh, you know what? I'll just do the body outline so I can mess with stuff. Estia, put some clothes on. Young lady. I'm going to have her... do the whole balancing a knife on a finger cool thing. Dad, when you were my age, you practically already had me. Leave me alone. Hey, Venix has been a very cool dad since he came back. Just saying. Don't talk to me that way. All right. Let's figure out what clothing would go on. I have kind of a fun idea. But I need to see what it would actually look like. let's start with kind of like a half cape, because I think she would have a hood. Like, if you're going to be doing sneaky stuff, you want to be able to quick pop the hood up. I think that makes sense. I like the idea that she's got the sleeves off. How about she strikes me as a high boot type. I think I associate that with a lot of rogue types, because if you want to hide a dagger in the boot, you can get to it more easily. I'm second guessing the long pants a little bit. Do I do kind of short shorts? In theory, those would actually be better for mobility, wouldn't they? Like if you needed to move quickly. Pants that were tight to the leg actually might be difficult. Although, come to think of it, dancers use tights all the time, so I think I might be completely wrong. The skin between your thighs can chafe very badly if you are thick caca. In that case, then, longer pants are actually a good thing. Hey, nerd, I see you're drawing the wife and kid. Yes, I am. Let's see. I like the sleeveless top. It almost seems like Under Armour in design. I kind of like that. I like the half cape with hood. I just realized who she looks like if you give her the short shorts. It's a cloak on top of a Lara Croft outfit at this point. Let's get rid of those. I'm debating if a skirt would make any sense. I feel like it kind of wouldn't. Long pants better, yeah. I usually picture Estia with a half skirt that's open in the front. I'm not quite sure what you mean. Hold on, let me bring up some references. I have a guess as to what you mean. I need to double check. Half skirt open in front. Oh! Oh, yeah, I think I see what you're talking about. Is it almost like the Assassin's Creed robes, if that makes sense, where like they kind of come down in the front, but they are completely... Here, hold on, I think I can draw it. So we're talking something like... I don't know where it's coming out of, but something like that, and maybe farther down in the back. AC robes, yeah, cool. I have an idea of how to do that. Hold on. Sorry, Kit. This has become a how to draw Estia panel. I actually kind of like that it looks like Kit's looking back at her. Start with finishing the feet. Drawing her up on her toes a little bit in case I decide I want to give her a light heel. Like it's not going to be anything crazy, but I might do like a Cuban heel because it actually can really change how you move. All right, let's turn that back down. So what I'm kind of thinking, this might look a little bit weird, but I feel like it's an innocuous version of what's being talked about. This is literally exactly what I picture. Hell yes. Okay, I nailed it. I've beaten your NPC design puzzle. But I also kind of like the idea. Like, this might sound a little bit silly, but she can... If she gets cold, she can just untie it, and it's basically a windbreaker. She can just pop on. I'm going to play with a glove idea I have. I should probably have drawn it on this arm because it's out. Just to show kind of what I'm thinking. Is it heavily based on the short-lived fashion thing of tying your sweatshirt around your waist? Yes, for me it is. Is that over? I assume people still did that. It's like, what if you don't want to be wearing your sweater or your sweatshirt, but you brought it just because you were worried you'd be cold? So here's basically what I'm trying to design. I kind of like the idea of an across the back of the hand glove, if that makes any sense at all. I don't know. This seemed like a cool idea in my head. It might be dumb. But like across the back of the hand, cover protection, but your palm and your fingers are free to do whatever you need. Like a fingerless glove. Is that a weird idea? Let me just add nails so it's obvious which side of the thing I'm talking about. Oh, I didn't mean to have your quote on sweatshirts up that long. Oh, I put it back up by accident. Stop it. There we go. You know what? I feel like usually the point of gloves is to protect your palm. Is that true? I don't wear gloves a lot because I don't like the reduced mobility of them. And my hands don't usually get that cold. So I guess people whose hands get colder tell me, does your palm get colder than the back of the hand? For work, gardening gloves it is usually. That makes a lot of sense, actually. I was usually thinking of warmth more than protection. Like protect your hands from thorns and pricks. Yeah, and I guess the palm actually has a lot more sensory things on it. All right, maybe not what I was going to do for it then. Maybe I'll just make them classic fingerless gloves. It's fantasy, though. Do what you want. I've been second-guessing these gloves for a bit. So, I'm going to... Oh. Yeah. I'm going to shrink her head a little bit. Gnomes do have bigger heads proportionally than your average human, but feels a little too big. There we go. Perfect. All right, that's pretty much what Estia looks like. And I'm going to say she has... I count 10 places you could hide a dagger pretty easy. All right, well, let's do this right then. Since I also see I have DM approval in the chat. You know, one thing I didn't do? Let's give her some piercings. Esty is lucky. Takes after her mother. Anyway. Actually, I ought to figure out, because the only color I have, the illustration I have of her is a black and white pencil sketch. I don't actually have her coloration and all that down. She does pretty closely resemble her mom, which tells me some stuff, but I am going to have to figure that out. She's going to need I think the thing she's wearing underneath the cloak is going to... There we go. I just had a thought. Ariane, since you're in the chat, that kobold she met at the ball, how did that kobold get into that high thing? Was that kobold a guest of one of the other major groups? Like, where'd they come from? This occurred to me. That was a pretty highfalutin event. A bodyguard attached to one of the other kobold men, Julian. She hooked up with a bodyguard? I feel like, on some level, that's a dereliction of duty. Oh, there we go. Very much derelicting their duties to seduce your daughter. Come to think of it, that better have been dereliction of duty and not like a plan. I wasn't going to interfere, but if I got to kill an ex... This was a person who looked at Estia and said, hey man, this was fun, but I don't really do long term. That is their philosophy on everything in life, including jobs such as bodyguarding. Okay, good to know. Less likely to need to murder. I like all of Estia's piercings. Thank you. Yeah, I'm actually personally someone who tends to be kind of uncomfortable with piercings and tattoos and stuff like that, which is why I've kind of made it a point to put them on more of my characters to kind of get used to it, if that makes sense. The character I did for the one shot we did related to Less Than Secret, which will go up soon. We just need to find a time when everyone can get together and be available in the live chat for everybody. But once that goes up, that character has some cool piercings. With the culture of Manjula, they have probably already gotten themselves killed. Yeah, that's fair. Glad I'm finally doing this. Like, I need good art of Estia. It's been sorely lacking. Give it a little bit of midriff. Why not? Imagine breaking over someone whose dad later becomes the... Yeah. I mean, dad was already a pretty important figure. Imagine, like, bringing home a date to meet Venix. Because there will be several things that will be going through Venix's mind. He's going to be thinking, I don't want to get in trouble with the two women in my life. I want to protect my daughter, and this is a great opportunity to troll my daughter, and as a father, I don't know if I can pass that up. Those are the three things that would be going through his mind. I wonder why Essie didn't actually bring that kobold home. I mean, she basically came up to me and said, hey, I'm going home with this random stranger I just picked up at this party. Have fun with Mom, who is currently passed out. I just realized it sounded really bad. I basically... Okay. It is not as bad as... What I just said is not as bad as things actually were, to be clear. All right. That party got turned. Yes, it did. I'm a sucker for Cuban heels. I actually had to wear them when I did Latin dancing for ballroom, and they gave me a newfound respect for anyone who wears heels on a regular basis, because it's weird. With Cubans, I wouldn't say it's bad because they're very thick heels. They change the way you move. There's like pressure points feel different. It's interesting. I like giving characters them because I always see them as the practical heel. One of my favorite details about the aftermath of that party is basically the next day, our group actually had to go off and like leave for a bit and take care of some stuff. But and so there was kind of the funny moment of Estia coming back home after a one-night stand, and her mom not knowing what was up because her mom was actually drank spiked punch at a party and passed out. And the mom being like, "Oh, wait, this happened? Well, no wonder your dad was weird today. He's been spitting." And they're just like joking about it. Have this on a separate layer so I can tweak it. All right. You know what? I was going to save this as GNOME illustration, but I think I need to save this under my character art stuff, because this is no longer strictly related to D&D. Where did Estia's scar come from again? I forget. That's not a scar. It's a face tattoo. Both Kit and Estia have face tattoos. Ariane, correct me if I've got this wrong, but based on certain roles that rock gnomes get in life, based on ability and like being a journeyman or an apprentice or anything like that, they actually get face tattoos to represent those statuses. So all of the face tattoos that Kit has are related to her work as a tinkerer and her level in that. And Estia has similar but fewer tattoos because she's younger. Like, tattooing is a big part of gnome culture in Furlausen. It's why Venix actually has several. They're just not on his face. I'm going to turn that down because it is. All right, let's get some color stuff going. First off, I am going to open this because it is a good reference for Kit's coloration. That was mostly lore you came up with, if I recall correctly. But yes, that's what we thought about it as. I feel like... I really want to say I took something from you on that, but I don't know what it is. Oh yeah, this is my character about to hit a friend who is turned into a T-Rex with a folding chair. And hear his wife being thirsty. So let's figure out oh yeah. Plus, of course, the trike, which is what we call this guy. I feel like we need to do an entire storyline about that one guy because we've never really given him his due. I'm actually feeling this. Like, I'm going a little bit light with it, and it's almost making the coloration go a little bit less purple and a little more gray, which sort of matches a mix between the mom and dad. Rainer just said, sequel material. I was about to type, I have plans for that guy. So we're on the same wavelength here. Good to know. I hope he's doing well. It's been a little while since we've been in Furlausen itself, because we are currently on the Astral Sea doing stuff. I want more Trike stuff in campaign 2. He's going to be old by then. He was a human. Are we going like a 30-year time jump or something? Well, maybe he's legendary now. Maybe he's become like the Vince McMahon of T-Rex Fight Club, where he's just the ultimate heel and doesn't actually fight much, but antagonizes everyone. Minimum 50 years. Yeah, he's old. He might be dead. All right, just so I have a color comparison. Yeah, that's closer to Kit's color. So Estia being lighter than that and a little closer to her dad makes a lot of sense. I'm gonna I'll give her dad's. Oh! Okay. I'm going to need opinions on something in a second because I just had an idea. Oh, need to. There we go. This is one reason I like that brush. I didn't have to switch colors. I just went over to the other color and did that. All right. And now, you know what? Just so I have it for reference, let's bring up my most recent illustration of Venix. Got the mom's colors here. I need to have... Wait! No, I actually am looking for hair stuff, so I do need to bring up another one besides the T-Rex Fight Club. Let's see. What I'm doing is what do we think of giving her a rogue streak? Just right in the front. I'm actually going to grab some white because it's not doing as much as I'd like. Well, now she should have had a southern accent. Also going to give her dad's eyes. It's a nice little touch since she's got so much from her mom. Make them a little darker just because. Yeah, that works. Inclined to make the under armor pretty dark. I think she wears colorful things on top of it. If she wears colorful things. I actually feel like she probably does wear colorful things. Like, there are people who wear... there are the type of thieves that wear all black because it makes them easier to hide. And there are the thieves that wear whatever they want because they're so good it doesn't matter what color they wear. No one will see them. But I feel like the thing she's wearing underneath is probably armor of some kind. Probably like treated leather. So that if she gets into a scrap, she can deal with it. Yes on the white streak, by the way. Cool. I'm glad. It was out of the blue. It wasn't in any of the previous art, but I hadn't colored it before, so why not? You don't want people thinking you're a thief. That's right. And like we made the reference to Assassin's Creed earlier, where one of the concepts that they had in the original of that is the reason the assassins wore all white is for what they were trying to do. That was actually the best way to blend in. The thieves wear bright red but have a green shirt underneath because all anyone remembers is they were wearing a red shirt, officers, and so if you dump the red shirt, you're golden. Yeah. Although, why would you pick things that people with color blindness would get mixed up? You show up in black leather with a hood, the guards ain't leaving you alone. Yeah, I do feel good about the underpart being black, but I think the rest of it maybe isn't. Okay, I have an idea. So, the cloak, going to what Ariane said about being able to swap things, I think the cloak is reversible. Like, with the time it takes to do an action, you could unbuckle it, flip it, put it back on, and it would feel like it would look like an opposite color. So I think the inner lining is going to be different from the outer lining. You know, I was talking about this earlier. Why don't we do... I'm going to do this on a separate layer just because I'm not 100% on this. Because purple is a color with certain connotations. I'm not 100% I'd want to do it, but I thought this might be fun. And to be fair, she's practically royalty at this point anyway. So here's the idea. Dark purple for that. But the inner lining is a deep red. Now, like I said, I'm doing this on a separate layer, so if we decide this is not a good idea, I can delete it. But let's see what it looks like. Actually, one thing I'm going to do, just to make life easier. When in doubt, layer it out. Yeah. I Slovene that. Those colors wrong for this? While you're discussing, I'm going to go and work on the gloves for a bit. I like the purple-red combo. I think it works personally. Cool. All right, well, I'll keep that for now then. That's too close to the skin tone. Let me find a better color. Still too close to the skin tone. Maybe I gotta go dark for it. I was gonna do it lighter, but that's probably better. I feel like she actually bought her own gloves for a lot of this. Like, I think when she started out, she was making them, just getting gloves and cutting the fingers off. I think she actually bought these fingerless gloves. I thought about making it gold looking or silver, but honestly, if you're a thief, you probably don't wear shiny adornments. It's probably just a regular iron clasp. All right, let's figure out the rest. Is this still too close to the skin color? If I do it dark enough, it's not an issue. I like the idea that her underclothing is a lot more drab, but she wears like shiny stuff around her that she can quickly swap in and out if she needs to. Let's go for... what are my brown options? I like that reddish brown, like a good leather color. Let's see. Beautiful. All right, now the thing around her waist, what do we color that as? I'm thinking it would be an extra set of colors. I was wondering about that, Rainer. Same purple. I almost wonder if you want to have another set of colors. A blue of some kind. All right, let's experiment with a blue. Extra layer time. Same wavelength, Ariane. Blue! All right, roughly, what do we think of that? Darker blue is going to work better. Going to get darker than that. That feels like the right blue. And I'm going to make the inner lining I was trying to do yellow, but yeah, it actually did turn out kind of green, didn't it? I like this couple of reasons. The yellow goes with the purple also, and it gives 4 colors she can quick change into if she needs to. That feels like a very Estia type of move. Oh, no wonder that's not working. Hold on. Forgot I'd done multiple layers. It's a... Hold on, what? 4 colors from the different lands of Oz. I did not realize that. That's pretty funny. You know what? I just realized a screw up with that. This would not be a normal blade. This would be the +1 dagger that her dad gave her. Blue for Munchkins, purple for Gillikins, yellow for Winkies, red for forget what they're called. I will take your word for it. Quadlings, okay. All right. I'm going to do deep red for... and green for the City of Oz. All right, I think all that's left to do is shading. I read every single installment of the Oz series. Those books are a trip and a half. I believe it. I've heard wild stuff about them. My only real familiarity with them is the original movie. But I've heard things like Return to Oz is absolutely insane. One thing I just realized I forgot to do. The thief is going to show off with anything. Oh, shoot. I'm doing that on the shading layer. There we go. It's going to be with the jewelry they wear. I just realized an extra detail I ought to do. There we go. Return to Oz has got nothing on the part in The Tin Woodman of Oz, where the Tin Woodman literally has a conversation with his own dismembered head. That sounds like a good time. There we go. Oh, nope. 275. All right, I think Estia is just about drawn. Anyone can see anything that I didn't think of, let me know. Yeah, I think I'm pretty happy with this, actually. That turned out real well. Yeah. Awesome. Really like the vibe. Really got the vibe. It looks awesome, dude. Cool. Well, we officially have proper character art for Estia. I'm going to have to put this in the group chat in a second. Well, we've been streaming for about 2 hours. I think that's probably going to be a good time to call it. She looks like such a badass. Well, she's got good genes. Anyway, yeah, I think that's going to be the end of this. Again, one of the reasons we were doing this was for What the Gnomes Know. a comics anthology currently on Kickstarter. We just got funded today, so the project is definitely happening, and now we're working on stretch goals. The next big stretch goal we're going to have is at 3,500, which is just under $1,000 away. What's going to happen there is that we are going to include a Q&A section inside the book where we talk to our creators and answer questions about their process, why they came up with the stories that they did, things like that. And in addition, getting to that level will allow us to print some additional copies that we are going to give to our contributors so they have saleable copies so they can make even more money off of this project. After that, we're going to have stretch goals every $1,000 that we raise, and each of them are going to unlock different things. The next one is going to have us include concept art inside of the book, and it's also going to make it so that we can pay our contributors an additional $5 per page. So we're really hoping to get as high as we can. There are still, I believe, 21 days left in the project, so there's plenty of time to back it. And if you want to check that out, you can go to tinyurl.com/GNOME Again, that is tinyurl.com/GNOME Should be scrolling across the screen in just a second. And in addition, if you want to see more of my work, you can find me at BWHComics on Patreon, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube. I also have a running webcomic called Cospain, a weeb comic about cosplay and convention craziness, which you can find at cospaincomic.com. All right, well, that's going to go ahead and wrap things up for us. Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you if you've already backed the project or if you're thinking about backing the project, even if you are just giving it your consideration. We very much appreciate you. And so, until next time, rock on, guys, and never stop drawing.